For those of you who've already lodged your skilled migration applications with the Department of Home Affairs, be it for subclass 189, 190 or 491, I understand this long wait can be a little excruciating. But what you really need to be mindful of is that in case you think that it's taken a little longer than usual, uh, you could be in for some sort of a verification by the DHA. Now, a lot of times applicants think that if we have already been verified once by a skills assessment authority, then we will probably not be subjected to yet another verification. So we have seen in the past applicants who've been verified by the vetassess at the time of getting a positive skills assessments have been verified by the DHA yet again. So having been verified by the skills assessment body is no assurance that you will not be subjected to yet another verifications. So DHA is a department that can independently conduct its own verifications in order to understand the employment claims and the claims you made in your application. So what are the forms in which the verifications can be conducted? The first one is a telephonic verification. So this is a verification wherein a departmental officer, usually from the Australian High Commission, calls up the employer or the employee, and at times they may even call it both, and it's done in such quick succession that probably you won't even have time to call up your employer and tell him that, look, I got a call. So the moment they end a call with the employer, they immediately call you up or vice versa. And yes, what I don't like about this is that whenever they call up an employer, they expect the employer to parrot the tasks and duties he or she must have written for an applicant maybe 5 years back, and just tell verbatim the dates of employment and so on, which I think is really not possible. But unfortunately, this is how it works. They expect the employer to be as accurate in the information provided, and any discrepancy in the information shared by the applicant, that is you or the employer if contacted, with the verification provided in your work experience letters or other documents related to your employment and your visa application, could put you in serious trouble. The other form of verification, which I think is really deadly, is a physical verification. Now, during a physical, or what you call a site verification, there could be a team of officers from the Australian High Commission that will visit your official premises, and there's always an Australian department officer accompanying the team. And they would come to your workplace, ask questions. They could ask questions not just to your employer, but they could question anybody and everybody. In the past, we've also seen an applicant who was working in a restaurant wherein every employee was taken in the room and questioned independently. And there would be pictures taken and a lot of observations made, on the basis of which they will conclude whether your employment claims are in line with what they actually observed during the site verification or not. Now, this is a kind of verification wherein they'll come to your premises, and if you're not found to be there, that will raise serious integrity concerns. And the next kind of employment is a third party verification. Now, this is a kind of verification wherein you probably will not even know that you have been verified. Someone could pose to be a customer, someone could pose to be a random inquirer, just trying to understand whether you are somebody who's been actually working at the workplace for the number of hours you've claimed or not. And this could happen with you and you may not even know that a verification has happened. And the last kind of employment would be an email verification. This is not very common, but yes, we have seen that the DHA at times does write to the employer seeking further information on your employment. Now, in my career as a migration agent for more than 22-23 years, we've seen all sorts of situations. We've seen clients who've been verified even 3 times physically. We've seen clients who have never been verified and got their visa. So it is very difficult to predict whether you are going to be verified or not, because there is no pattern to it as such. But yes, one thing I can tell you for sure is that usually applicants who are currently not employed in their workplace may not have to go through a physical verification, because obviously the DHA knows that this is not your current employment situation, and if they do come for a visit, you are likely to be obviously not there. But again, we cannot be sure of anything. There are no ground rules to it. They could still be doing that. And once the verification happens, what next? So in case everything goes well, everything looks good, they could be sending out a letter, an S56 letter, that is information for some more information, just to fill in the gaps or whatever further they need, which is really, really cool. Else they could be straight away sending out a visa grant letter, which is absolutely great. On the downside, they could be sending you an S57 natural justice letter, that is giving you an opportunity to comment on adverse findings in 28 days. Now this is a tough one. You should never take it lying down, never take it easily. It is very important to send out a very well prepared clarification or responses to the natural justice concerns, along with very credible evidence. And it is really up to the DHA to be satisfied or not to be satisfied after getting your natural justice response. If they're not happy with the responses, they could refuse your visa, and under the PIC 4020, you could be subjected to a 3-year ban as well. When I say you, that means you and everybody else included in the family. Now, something even worse than that can happen, and that is you do not even get an opportunity to comment on the adverse findings through an S57, and they directly refuse your visa. We have seen applicants wherein they were not given any opportunity through an S57, and a direct visa refusal was sent out to them. So obviously that is something you do not want to be happening to you. So anyways, these are the scenarios in terms of the verifications and the consequences. Now that I know most of you are waiting for your visa grants, I'm not here to alarm you, but just to educate you about what could happen in terms of verifications which could probably be slated for your particular application. So that'll be it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch on 78498 or send us an email at inquiries@caanwings.com. Until next time, bye-bye and take care.